All right, welcome to the shit guys talk about. It's your boy, the sophisticated jerk. I got the Manic Genius and I got CLS in the building today. So before we jump into these topics, you know how we always do. How y'all doing today, man?
And what's up?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. Living life.
There we
Chilling.
go with all that hopeful nonsense.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll go ahead. The first topic that I wanted to kind of bring to the table. So currently, recently, Mary J. Blige had an interview where she was kind of breaking down her divorce, how she went bankrupt, and all the trouble she was having before she got caught back up with, I guess, her finances and stuff like that. And one of the things she kind of broke down in the interview was that she had to pay alimony to her husband. I know you had some background on that, CLS. What was it, like 30,000 or something like that
He had
she
to
had
pay
to
him
pay a month?
30,000. He had to pay him 30,000 a month for 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
because he was like,
go
I
ahead.
think he was I don't know what order it happened in, but he started out as our manager and then later became our husband, and then they got married. They started dating. They got married. But I think he was always her manager or something like that at one. Not sure when it started, but
Didn't she marry him pretty young or something like that?
mm,
It did. What happened
maybe
with it? Like he ended
because
up
she's like in
like
her
sleeping with.
she's like what, early 50s, I think. Early 50s now, right?
Yeah, she in her 50s.
She gotta be in her early 50s. I'm guessing they might have met when she was in her 30s, maybe her late 30s.
But did you see how they like end up breaking up? What was it because of? I think he was started messing with her protege or something like that.
Oh yeah, infidelity. Like he cheated on
52
her.
years old.
He's
Yeah,
52.
52.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he cheated on her or something. It's probably like a combination of things. You know what I mean? It's never just one thing. You know what I mean? it probably he's probably doing a lot of stuff, yo.
He
Just
definitely
like
was
just
fucking up the bag. I know that.
he
My
was doing
man was
something, man. But she was always the breadwinner. Obviously, she was always the breadwinner. She's this mega star. You know what I mean? Like she's one of the best soul singers like ever, yo. I love Mary J. Blige.
yeah, she
Yeah,
definitely handling it, man. She
she
killing
is,
it in
bro.
power too. Definitely
Hmm.
becoming a great
Yeah,
actress. What was you saying, Manic?
she is, man.
Now,
She is.
I was just saying, yeah, 30,000 to her ex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
monthly.
A
Monthly,
month.
man.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And so just kind of getting back on the topic,
Just
you
do
could
the
tell she
math.
was pretty angry,
Yeah.
about paying him
Hmm.
alimony, which I think anybody would be. But one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys was, do you think men should receive alimony? Because most of the time it's the guy on the opposite end of that. And then I heard a lot of women, kind of doing interviews based on, Mary J. Blige, like, men ain't shit that take money and stuff like that, so it's kind of rare, hearing it from that opposite end and stuff like that. So I wanted to get your guys' take. Like, do you guys think men should be receiving alimony if they're like their wife is the breadwinner and they're on the opposite end of that? And I'll turn it to you first, CLS.
Yeah. Oh, you think should men also collect alimony? Should they? Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you gotta think, if you marry someone and that other person is the breadwinner and you're accustomed to living a certain lifestyle, you know what I mean? And I guess obviously that person wants to maintain that lifestyle. It'd be the same way if it was the other way around. They want to maintain that lifestyle, and then you're trying to help that person. That person has to be able to, they have to be able to, like get by and, until they get back on their feet. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that money is going to help them get back on their feet. And then if there's kids in the equation, you also got to pay child support too. But I think that's separate. Like if you got kids with a person, they can make
Yeah,
you
the
pay.
alimony separated out.
Exactly. So they're going to get two checks. It's like they're going to get child support plus they're going to get alimony. Because I know a lot. Usually it's the other way around. It's the husband, the ex-husband, paying alimony and child support, unless he has full custody of the kids, and then it's just alimony.
So let me ask you a follow-up to that. So the 30,000. So say like you was Mary J. Blige's ex-husband, you would take the full 30,000, or would you take a lower amount?
I'd probably take a lower amount, man, because I don't want to feel like I'm, you know what I mean, I'm living off of her. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to get out there and get a real job and get established on my own. Cause I'm capable. I mean, like dude is still young too. Like he's healthy. He's able to get out there and work. I mean, he's been an artist manager, so it's not like he couldn't manage other acts. And you know what I mean? Like people who are still touring and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So he's gonna make money. He's gonna make commission off all those different artists that he's managing. So it's not that he can't get back on his feet. If he's just being a dick, you know what I'm saying, just take it. Okay, well the court say you got to pay this, and I'll take it just because. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be that type of person. I was like, I mean, maybe 6 months. You know what I mean? I don't need to collect that shit for 2 years. Come on, man, 2 years, 30,000 a month, 30,000 a month, bro. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a
That's
lick, man.
12 months.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
360,000. The
yeah, for 2
irony.
years though, bro. 2 years. So he probably collected that shit the whole 2 years. So I mean,
Yeah, my man was at Nobu. Like, look, when's that check
yeah.
coming? He probably was putting pressure on her. Like, look, that ain't hit my account yet. You better stop playing.
But
The
then
first was 2 days ago.
that's like some NBA shit right there. Because I've seen stories where I've seen like who was it? Was it Gilbert Arenas or one of those guys? You know what I'm saying? I
Blake
think he was paying
Griffin.
like
Oh man,
was he paying like 50,000 a month or something like that? Why do you need 50K a month in child support? What kid needs 50,000 a month? Unless they're going to like private school or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
private
there's
schools.
no
I don't
reason
think it's
for
that
it.
expensive.
It's not. I mean, it's not that much, but I'm just saying. I mean, there's expenses though. You know what I'm saying? There's school. If you're paying for private, you got private school. You know, like what food, clothes, shoes. What else? Like other extracurricular activities. What if the kids playing? I don't know, fucking basketball, hockey, or cheerleading or some shit. You know what I mean? Like something. Or
Yeah.
like this, or what my daughter's doing. Was it? Yeah. Horseback riding. That was equestrian. That shit is expensive. It is, bro.
But I mean, when you talk about month, man, think
Horseback
about it. I
riding.
think what like one of those top schools is like
Yeah.
30 to 50,000 a year. So you're paying out a month, like that. Like Manic was saying, it's like, man, you could go
Mm-hmm.
12 private institutions, man. You don't pay like 6 months. You pay for like 3 to 4 years of different schools and stuff, like top colleges. So yeah, that's crazy, man. When you like break those numbers down like that, because yeah, that's crazy. But let me go ahead and ask you the question, Manic. If you were in this situation, or how do you feel about men? Should men take the alimony?
Honestly, I think that everybody's situation is unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a bum ass dude, then yes, you need to take it. But if you have, shit going for you, then no, I wouldn't take it because, I mean, there's a lot of factors. How did the relationship end?
Mm-hmm.
But just generally speaking, nah, I don't think dudes should take it. But I also have the same sentiment on the other side, if it was the other way around. So I do keep it, consistent on that end. Like you shouldn't. Like a relationship ends, you got to understand that the perks of being in a relationship end as well. So if there was a perk where, you have a benefit financially, then if it's that impactful to where you need to go to a court system to say, hey, make her or make him give me this money, then maybe you shouldn't break up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should figure out how to make it work. Maybe you should, try a different style of relationship. But nah, I say cut ties. When it's over, it's over. That means the money, the checks, all of that.
That's where that cheaper to keeper phase came from. Cheaper to keeper.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where it comes from. That's what you said.
And it makes perfect sense. If you're dealing with a woman who is not on the same level as you financially, first off, that's a L. But if you're dealing with that and it splits, she's entitled, and according to the courts and the law, she's entitled to half of that because they look at y'all as one entity that, y'all built that. That's why it's important for, guys to mitigate their risks and only deal with women that they should be dealing with, regardless of how she looks, because looks don't pay bills. And if you get to a point where, she's not feeling the situation anymore, you're subject to whatever emotional type of tornado she's feeling in that moment. And if she's feeling like, you know what, you make a lot of money, I'm not feeling you no more, I'm out. She's out with half of your stuff. So same goes for the guy. If you're a woman, or same goes for the woman. If you're a woman and you're dealing with a guy who doesn't quite have his stuff together, and he decides to just up and change, which is rare, by the way, but it does happen, then you're going to be subject to that risk. So I think the real name of the game is you know, be a little bit more selective and make sure that the person that you're dealing with understands finances at least to the level that you understand them. And, you might just need to work things out and adjust your relationship. But yeah, if you separate and cut ties, that's financial too. You shouldn't be, that weak, men and women, to be trying to hold on to, the finances when things go the other way. You should be man enough or woman enough to accept the consequences that come with the separation. Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Your 2 cents. That was like
Yeah.
$1. No,
Dollars of change. Oh, I wanted to say one more last thing, man. The irony, 30,000, 12 months, 30,000 times 12. That's $360,000 a year.
Right.
What do rappers, artists in the music industry, they always talk about signing a 360 deal. Isn't it ironic that 360,000 is the deal that, when it didn't work out? So it's just crazy. I don't know. I'm getting in my conspiracy theory bag now, and I don't usually
mathematics,
do
man. You
that.
broke that down kind of quick. But nah, just
Yeah.
to kind of, I'll go ahead and tackle in, and I did want to ask you guys a follow up. It just depends. I personally, I probably wouldn't take nothing, but I do understand, like, if you're coming into a situation, like if I was with Mary J. Blige, I would just, I would bring value to that situation. Like,
Right.
if she's bringing in that money, I'm going to make sure I'm watching stuff, like, cause I know how she was mentioning, she went broke. To me, it's like, you didn't do your part. So how you then going to come and ask somebody for some money, and you wasn't like overseeing stuff? Cause like, if you're the manager, like CLS was saying earlier, like, manage this shit.
Yeah.
So for him to kind of come and, try to take money from her after he was like, not being that man and handling the business side of stuff, is just like, nah, you shouldn't get shit, on both sides, like Manic said, because I think a lot of times people just want to take, and it's just like, there's many things you could do. Like, I'll be like doing realtor type business, buying houses, expanding that money. So if we did ever split, it's like, hey, I bought a lot of value, besides, I understand that you made like all this money, but I also expanded that pot, and stuff like that. So we do split, everybody could walk away, whole, where I'm not leeching off you and stuff like that. So I think, I couldn't take it, because I would just always, I have that mindset. I'm not going to mooch off nobody. I'm going to bring some value in some ways. And she damn sure wouldn't be, going broke, regardless if we was like a breakup or something, I'm going to
That's
like,
just
hey,
petty.
he did this. We just didn't get along or something like that.
I think that was just him being petty. Just being petty.
Yeah.
I know
you
he
could
ain't
tell.
broke. I guess unless he filed for bankruptcy or something, and he just didn't have any money. You know what I mean? Any liquid. I mean, he just didn't have anything in his savings.
She was like, when she was saying, she owed all like a bunch of back taxes and stuff. So that's why I was saying, like, he wasn't
doing his job.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing his job. So I don't know.
But I like what you kind of said. It's like, if you do need some, because you might not have all your things together, like depending on how the situation was. Because sometimes the person that's seeing the finance, they might not be putting stuff away. So that's why I asked you earlier, CLS, like, would you take a lower amount? So that's what you should do. You shouldn't be trying to drain somebody.
I won't be trying to drain her. It would be get back on my feet. You know what I mean? Just get back on my feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nah. So yeah, I think this was a good topic, because it does come up, and I'm seeing. Do you guys think, like, with women, making more money, that more of this stuff is gonna be popping up?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I have seen situations where sometimes where couples split and the kids will live with the father and not the mother. So now the father has full custody of the kids, and it's like, okay, what? Now the question is, okay, now is she going to pay child support to the husband plus alimony and pay him alimony now that he has full custody of the kids? I've seen situations like that too. I wouldn't, maybe child support, but I wouldn't ask for alimony. It would just be child support, just to kind of help.
I would take the child
kid
support
to cover their expenses.
Yeah, definitely. The child support is different.
Yeah, that's different. I would take that. But that's it.
The child support is literally going to the child. I mean, when you start making crazy amounts of money, it gets a little bit outlandish. But for the most part, the system works, pretty good. And if this person has the child 100%, there's expenses that just are incurred dealing with food, clothes, and the kids grow so fast. Like,
they always come up, bro. Things always come up.
New shoes every couple months. So
every couple months.
Like, I was telling my son, I was like, man, I think you eat like $1,000 worth of cereal a month.
Yeah, man.
But let me ask you guys, since you guys open
Yeah.
this can of worms,
Mm-hmm.
even if you guys didn't need, say, like the child support, you're kind of balling. Would you still take it, or if you did take it, what would you kind of do with that money? Then would you put it in like a college fund or something, or would you just
Trust
be like,
fund.
hey, I don't need it?
Trust fund for the kids.
Okay.
Honestly, I probably would just, say I didn't need it, and I would do it, and not from a noble standpoint. I'm gonna be real. Like, it would be more or less from like a flexing standpoint to be like, I got full custody.
Some
I
asshole
got
shit, huh?
yeah, full
Tell us about
custody.
this.
You don't pay for shit. I'm taking
okay.
everything. Yeah, I'm taking all the responsibility, paying XYZ. Boom, 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 boom. It'd just be more of a flex, but I wouldn't even flex on her. It would just be more or less on the situation. Be like, yeah, I got my, child full time. Boom, boom, boom. And I take care of everything. My ex, she don't pay nothing because I don't want to deal with her. And I think that's, from if I was in a relationship with somebody and they were to say, hey, me and my ex, we don't rock, and I could get him for child support, but I don't. Like, that's going to be like, whoa, you're different. So it's just that, and I'm not going to say it's going to make or break, my interest, but it definitely is, a factor that, would definitely get me I'd be more intrigued about, the mindset, and like, I can really do this by myself and I don't want or need your help. So, I mean, I find that in and of itself, kind of an attractive trait, because, I just kind of operate like that. Like, the less help that I get from anybody, it just shows a level of, self-sufficiency that's, commendable. So it would probably be from an asshole standpoint, but nonetheless, I'm
I
good.
think I'll take Corey's approach though on the child support. Like, I wouldn't take the alimony, but on the child support, I would I would try to talk to her like, hey, look, I don't need the money, but we still need to allocate it for, like you said, a trust fund or college, whatever, put the money to the side. Like, if you want to handle that, you got it structured. All right. Cause even if I was like, say, like my significant other and stuff was like, hey, I don't need the money, I'm still going to send it like, hey, put it in this account or something like that. So I would definitely, recommend that. Cause like when Corey CLS said like, hey, put it in the trust fund, I think definitely that needs to happen regardless, set them up. And,
by the time they're 18, they can either touch it when they're 18 or 21. I think it's 18 or 21 they can touch it, when they're mature enough to handle that.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Definitely from a financial standpoint, that is the best. That is a much better option, because you can use that money to invest in your child's future. So
you don't want to recant on your flex? You don't
No. I'm still just gonna be an asshole. I'll be a little broke. This is why you make more money than me, because there's levels to this shit. I'm still on the petty level right now. Like, I'll stay
still
here.
petty? No, I like the petty level, man.
I'm more petty than
no, but I dig what he's saying. I dig what he's saying though, man. Like, yeah, because most men are stubborn like that anyway. They're like, nah, we don't want no handouts. We want to be able to prove that we can stand on our own 2 feet. I don't want no handout from no woman or nobody really. It just we'll figure it out.
But you think that's a detriment to us though?
Yeah, for sure.
That pride and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, though, if you look at the other side of the coin, there's a lot of
they're taking that bread.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're taking the bread. Yeah, absolutely.
You got those. Look at all those Instagram models that are trying to get pregnant by like football players and basketball players, and they're getting like what, $50,000 a month in child support or $60,000. You know what I mean? Some of it's going towards the child, but then it's also maintaining whatever lifestyle they were trying to live. You know what I mean? They're flexing on Instagram.
Nah, it's a come up for them.
It is a come up. So now they don't have to get a job now.
Yeah. It's like, got me a.
Yeah, so it's just like, well, I got a baby by some NBA baller, so now I'm getting $60K a month. I ain't got to work.
I think Kevin Costner just got hit with some crazy amount. It was something like 200,000. I was like, oh God,
I didn't finish.
That's a year?
The story.
We might have to break that down one of these. Oh, I don't know if it was a year or monthly or something.
Yeah,
we gotta look into it, but it was something crazy amount.
I didn't finish reading the story, but he was complaining because she won't move out of the house. They're divorcing, they're going through the process, but she don't want to leave the house. He said she won't move out of the house.
You know how comfortable your shit is when they don't want to leave with a pile of money.
Exactly.
I saw pictures of that house, bro. I mean, she's getting money, so why do you need to stay in the house? You know what I mean? Go buy another house.
She was like, "Look, man, I mean,
Or
I'm
maybe
not
she's-
leaving this
She's
joint."
like, this is nice.
Or maybe she's just like that particular house. I don't know, but it looked,
Yeah,
I
she
saw
was
the
like,
picture
"Look,
of it. It looks
I
a real
helped
nice
pick
house.
out this furniture, this decor. Look, I ain't going nowhere, damn it."
He was like, I put up those drapes. That's just crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to break that one down. I
That's
wanted to look
crazy.
at it. I just saw the title and I was like, yeah, no, we ain't gonna touch that one. So, all right, we'll go ahead and jump into the next topic. But do you think the dating market is bad and why? And Manic, I'm coming to you first on this one.
Okay, hold on. The Kevin Costner thing, I just did a quick Google search. It says he had to pay her half his net worth, and his net worth at the time was 80 million.
Damn. Yeah, because he lives in California too, right? California.
Yeah.
She just came to the
Yep.
top 1%. Dang,
That's the half.
that's tough.
That's the half state right there,
Ain't
California.
read
You
one
get a divorce,
script.
and that's why.
Yeah.
And that's why they say don't file for divorce. I've seen the story. Don't file for divorce in California. I saw a story once where somebody flew to Texas and filed in Texas.
Hey, babe, I want to
filed
take
in
us on a
Texas.
vacation.
Yep, just like that. Let's just go to San Antonio for a weekend, you know,
You know,
or Austin.
it's so
Let's go
nice
to-
here. Let's buy a property.
He said Austin is nice.
Let's turn our residency
Man,
here.
I'm
right.
filing in like Ecuador
Yeah,
or
right.
something. I'm gonna change my citizenship. I'm not coming. I'm dipping on y'all, man.
Ecuador. I'm
Yeah.
doing that in Qatar.
Don't worry, man. But don't do it in California. You're gonna get half in California.
That's don't I'm gonna take care of you, but like half.
Yeah. But, I mean, it only makes sense. Like if you two got together and let's say you started a business together and you helped build that wealth together, then yeah, she should get half of that because that's something that you guys built together, right?
I mean, half though? Like,
I'm just saying.
Kevin Costner's a pretty good actor. Like,
That's what I'm saying. He had money
He's a
before he met
legend.
her.
Yeah. He's up there.
He
So
is.
it's like
he
you
is.
telling me like
He's a great actor.
all his hours of like practicing, studying. He probably did drama as a kid.
He
You know,
did.
probably invested. You know, definitely his time, his
Bodyguard,
money.
10
Yeah, like
Kansas with
great
Wolves.
movies. You know who he's competing against?
I
Like,
probably
what
would have
he's-
been like looking at my catalog and just snapped. Like,
yeah.
you ain't done.
Like, where was
Probably
she
was
at
like
during
one
this
B plot
episode? Or
when he first met her? She was probably in one of like a commercial or some shit. You know how they usually meet somebody.
a
Yeah, that'll be
hand
somebody.
model.
Maybe she was an extra. I don't know. Maybe she's an extra in one of his movies. I don't know. I don't know how he met her, but yeah, that's how it happens sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Man.
No,
That's good. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I wanted to know I like I said, I glanced over it, but I didn't look at the details. But
okay, the
you
question.
might need to have
and they have
somebody do a
kids-
health and welfare on my man Kevin Costner.
Yeah, we
I mean,
gotta
they
break that down.
I think they got kids together too. So you know what I mean. If the kids are gonna live with her, or I don't know how old the kids are, but I imagine they're probably older now, maybe in their 20s, maybe.
Do you think the dating market is bad? Why? I'm gonna go with the short answer and say no, absolutely not. I don't think it's bad because it's definitely different than what people think. And you know, I can speak on this from the perspective of not being in the dating market and then jumping in. It's nothing like I imagined, you know, it would be. It's not bad. It's just very different. You just have to learn it's just like anything in life. You got to learn what system you're in, you know, learn the game. And once you understand the game, you have to just adjust and, you know, become, you know, a player in the game. And, you know, there's certain things that you may not necessarily want to do, but it's just a part of the system that you're playing in. So the dating market just in general is not bad. You know, there's a lot of people on both sides, men and women, who are just completely delusional. But, you know, they're outliers when you really think of the thing. When you really generalize it, they're really outliers. So avoid them, just plain out simple. And then you just got to align with people that are on the same, you know, wavelength as you, whether it's if you're a person about getting money, or if you're a person about like more free spirit, if you're a person about like we don't trust the government, like whatever it is, just find somebody that kind of aligns with you. And if that mindset that you have, you know, is not directly correlated with a certain level of financial success, you have to also understand that. And so I think the dating market has just evolved. You know, we have apps now. We have so many options. You can literally access anybody from anywhere around the world. So with all those options, you know, it does get a little bit more complicated and tricky. But once you have awareness of self and what you want out of life, then it makes it a little bit easier to, see red flags or see green flags, for people that you're interested in. So I don't think the dating market is bad. I think there are people who are delusional, for sure. And if you listen to them, talk on like podcasts and whatnot, and the whole red pill movement, oh my gosh, those guys. But that's just somebody that's just not getting good results with the microphone in their hand. So it's just like they almost have like a loudspeaker and they're pushing a narrative. But I think that they're actually good for the space because they do bring up the conversation in some of these delusional ideologies. So I don't think all red pill is bad. They actually make some really good points. It's just the whining and complaining that I personally have an issue with. So it's just like, hey, if somebody's operating in a space that you don't want to deal with, just don't deal with them. But again, it all comes back to you and understanding that you have to understand yourself before you can try to find somebody who's going to compliment you. And that's an ongoing, continuous process. Like I'm completely different from in this dating market from where I was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was super optimistic, thinking that everything is, and 6 months later, having some experience and some results, positive, both positive and negative, it's changed. And I have a different level of awareness. And, I appreciate, all types of perspectives, even delusional perspectives. So it allows me to understand that, hey, there's people out here that think like this. There's red pillars that think like this. There's, women who aren't getting good results that think like this. There's men that are not getting good results that think like this. So it's just like, it's having that awareness and being receptive to the different perspectives and then fine tuning what you actually want. And then going out there and executing on targeting the people that you want to be around and, kind of entertain. It's a balance of your time, because, if you just jumping at every shiny object, then you're just going to be wasting a whole lot of time. So it's having that discernment as well. But that was a long ass answer for saying that it's not that bad if you and especially when you start getting your shit together too, as a guy, like it comes really fucking easy.
All right, I'm gonna come back to you. You said some things, but I'm gonna let CLS cook on this one. So do you think the data market is bad, and from your perspective, and why or why not?
I don't think it's bad. I think it's now with like you were saying with social media and all of the dating apps. I mean, we have it's easier to I think it's easier to communicate with people now on the dating apps. It's not really, and well, I was telling a friend this the other day. I think because some people don't like using dating apps to meet people, especially like you're one of them people. Like I've never been married before, but I can imagine if I was married for like 15, 20 years and then having to go back out in the dating world now, and compared to how it was 20 years ago, like before social media and all that stuff. So I got to hear both sides. I was like, man, I would be terrified because now you jumping back in and like you don't, you know what I mean? You don't know what you're getting yourself into now. It's wholly different than it was 15, 20 years ago. But it's also, I think it's I think it's a lot easier to get to know a person prior to meeting them in person and seeing them face to face. Because when you're on like I guess Bumble and Tinder and all that stuff, and you guys are talking, trying to get to know each other, you actually have to pick their brains and actually get a feel for them, get a feel for their personality and what type of person they are prior to meeting in person, and then you kind of after you meet, then you could kind of see how it goes. But I just think dating apps and everything, I think it's more convenient for a busier person. Like if you're one of the people that just married to your career, like you're just so driven that you don't have time to get out and mingle and socialize and go to bars and happy hour and all that shit. You know what I mean? Or you just work and come home. You know what I mean? So for a person like that, I would recommend it because that'll give you a chance to meet people. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you guys a question, because you guys both kind of mentioned like options and stuff like that. So would you say like using the apps, you got way more access now? So could that, well, how am I trying to say it?
Like
Can
it'll
that
blind
kind
you
of
with
like
all
cause,
options.
yeah, it'll blind you with all the options and stuff where you're like, because I know like
It's like
I we're
speed
helping a
dating.
friend out one time and I was just scrolling. I was like, hey, you need to talk to her and
Swiping.
stuff. I probably swiped on like 25 different ones and stuff. He was like, man,
Dude.
what the hell are you doing? And he like,
It's like digital, like speed dating, That's all it is, really. Just speed dating. I mean, you see it's just like if you was at the mall and you see a girl walking by. I mean, yeah, initially, I mean, you're drawn by their looks. That's how it is on there. You say, all right, well, she's pretty, and hopefully, if she thinks I'm cute, we'll match, and then I can talk to her because what a lot of people don't realize the difference between, I think Bumble is like an upgraded Tinder. See, on Tinder is like if you match with a person on there, anyone can initiate the conversation, and then it's up to the guy, I guess, to kind of keep it going. On Bumble, it's the exact opposite. You can match with a person, but I mean, the woman has to match with the guy in order for you to send a message to that person. So if you don't match with that person, you can't send them a message. And Tinder, but on Tinder you can. So that's
So
why
do
I think
they
some
like
apps
kind of
are set
cater
up
to
that
like
way.
different crowds and stuff like that? Because I
Oh,
know
yeah.
one was
'Cause
like they were like, this is kind of a hookup app. One's for more like serious dating,
Right.
and
That's what they said.
okay, so
Well, that's what they labeled Tinder. They labeled Tinder the hookup app, and Bumble was just the
okay,
upgrade of that. But the creator of Bumble is a woman. And
okay.
then the way she got it, the way the app is set up now was like, okay, you have to match with the person in order to to initiate the conversation with that person. And then also, so I guess the woman doesn't feel pressured to give her cell phone number out to a guy or whatever, because that's usually what, as soon as they match, it's okay, I'm gonna get her number, I'm asking for a number. But they put icons on there. There's a telephone icon, and there's also like a video icon on there. So there's no pressure for you to give your phone number out now, because you can do everything through the app. You can text, you can video chat, and you can talk, like voice call.
Do you think like at a certain point that kind of like, would you say like the newer generation is fucking them up because like they will want to like carry on conversations too long on the app or something like that instead of like, like you said, I definitely think you got to have some conversations up front, but
You do,
eventually it's like,
but
let's
they
get
want
in
to.
person and let's meet up. Like,
But a woman want to talk a little bit before they actually give you their number. And here's another thing too. I guess because it's so easy to you say access people's like personal information, because you take somebody's real phone number and Google that number, you can get their information that way, like where they live and all that stuff. It's crazy.
oh, okay.
So what a lot of women are doing now is, I've met people on dating apps in the past, and they want to make sure that they like you first, like they really like you first. So what they'll do is they'll give you their fake name. They'll give you a fake name. They'll give you a Google phone number.
Yeah,
I got many Google phone numbers. I meet the girl in person, and we start hanging out, and we're getting along great, and laughing and having a good time. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I really like you now. You seem cool. Here's my real name. Here's my real number.
God damn.
Yep.
This shit sound like aliens
Yep.
or the Da
Dude,
Vinci
I
Code.
know.
You gotta do all
Yo,
that.
yeah,
For real,
you're
for
right.
real. I was like, where? Okay, so your name ain't Jasmine? What is it?
Cynthia.
Who the hell
She's like,
am
take
I?
off the
what?
wig and shit. Like,
Yeah,
motherfucker, I'm
yeah.
Samantha.
Well, you could at least tell me your real name.
I used to be Kevin.
Yeah. You tell me your real name and get a real number. And I said, so I still got this other. So what is this other number? Oh, this is a Google number. So
Yeah.
Did they have like the voiceover and shit? Disguise the voice and stuff.
nah, they didn't do
It's
all.
like
They didn't do
cool.
all that. They're just like, but they just want to make sure. Yeah, but that's what guys do, and some guys, they don't take rejection well. So look, when you have a first date with a person, you have a first date with a person, and it doesn't work out. Then that guy who just he'll still keep texting like that, hey, what's up, how you doing type shit. It'd be like a week later or a month later, and he's like, hey, how you been doing? Just wondering, you want to get a cup of coffee or a drink sometime? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't heard so many fucking stories, man, from women telling me like they're horrible, saying their horrible stories from all these dates, horrible dates. Oh yeah, I
might have to do a horrible date segment. You pull
Yeah.
females
No,
up,
that's
give us,
that's
like,
funny
the
that
background.
you.
be on
That's
this bitch
funny
all
that
night
you.
talking.
Yeah, that's funny that you bringing it up, because
Mm-hmm.
people who are not actually actively in the dating market don't even really understand. And I didn't understand it till like happened to me. So it's just like hearing you talk about it, it's just like, oh shit, that's
I could write a
okay.
book on it.
That makes sense. That's what
So I just don't know
doing.
shit.
I can
So when
write a
I'm like
book on
looking
this
down
shit,
at
bro.
you guys
I can
and
write a book.
stuff, I haven't been in the market. I'm just one of them old like
Yeah, nigga, you've been out the
geezers that ain't
game.
been in
Your
there.
fucking Jersey.
Yeah.
It's fucking Jersey been in the Raptors since fucking 2005.
Retired
Since
with
05.
a couple
It's
chips on it.
fucking Jersey up in the Raptors. That shit been up there since
So that
05.
shit up there with like Wilt Chamberlain. and
Fucking Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, fucking
Kareem.
fucking Pat Riley. Shit.
Bill Russell. Now,
Yeah, right. That shit way up
but
there somewhere.
honestly, but this is kind of back where I come back to, like, the longer that you are in there, if you have that awareness of the dating market and understand, like, as you understand.
Break down awareness, man. You said
Okay.
that like 3 times. You
Okay.
saying, so if I'm ugly, I need to realize I'm ugly and I need to
Nah,
find
not-
the, like busted
not-
chicks. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's part of it. That's part of it. You got to realize, what do these women want? Like, they'll tell you what they want, but it's not always what they actually want, because they'll tell you something. I want this,
They all want-
this,
they all
and
want
then
the
they'll
same
go
shit.
around and do something completely different. Like, what just happened?
Yep.
That dude wasn't.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
you got to first and foremost recognize, who you are and what you're actually looking for. So, I mean, if you're looking for like a woman to, have a good time with, feel the
Mm-hmm.
vibe, the chemistry, that's cool. Like,
Just say that. Just
yeah,
say
yeah,
it.
you
Just
you
say it. I want
you got to
something
say
casual.
it. You got to say it to some degree. You can't be all for
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm trying to do this. Like, nah, that don't
Mm-hmm.
work because
Uh-uh.
that aggressiveness too forward is just it's just a turn off because it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
duh. Like every woman knows that you out here trying, try and get some buns eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So the awareness is knowing yourself, like knowing what you actually want, and then understanding, your position in life, and not even in you just have to be aware of like where do you sit amongst other men. And it's not a competition type thing, it's more of just an awareness like, hey, if you make $10 million and you are, cut up like the Rock, and
Mm-hmm.
you have, it's going to be a completely different ball game, the dating
Oh yeah.
market for you. So
Something like that. Oh yeah.
yeah, so
Oh
it's like take that extreme and then go back to, hey, if you're like a short stompy dude, out of
Mm-hmm.
shape, don't hit the gym, you know don't have the greatest of genetics, and
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't make a lot of money either, it's going to be very tough for you. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
just like you can't, expect the people to be attracted to that, and then expect, to get the top tier of women, with what you're presenting if you fall into that category. So I took two extremes. It's having the awareness of like, where do you fall? And you have to be realistic with yourself. And I'm all for people having confidence, but you also have to have reality. So that's really what
Yeah.
awareness is, just
Yeah.
having the
Okay.
reality of your position. But
Yeah.
what CLS was saying is it's like, as you get more experience out here in the dating market, you start to pick up on things and be like, okay, that's why you did that. That's why you gave me a Google number.
Yep. Yep.
And and
But you
and
want to make
that
sure she
is
like you first. You want to make sure she
exactly,
like you first because you don't want you texting her ass a month from now talking about, hey, what's up?
yeah. And that's part of having the awareness. And then also with having that awareness, honestly, if a woman gives me a Google number
Mm-hmm.
and she can't have discernment based on our conversations that I'm not a crazy, I'm good. I'm good off of her. Like I don't care, how great she looks,
Mm-hmm.
what the conversation's hitting like. It's like, hey, if you're not gonna give me your real number and you're gonna be on some like, hey, this is my fake number, this is my fake name, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you came in
But
leading as a
But
fraud. So
it kind
I'm
of,
no,
good.
but you have to but you
Corey
have to
said
understand
that.
why.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, but you have to understand why they started doing it in the first place. They might have
Yeah,
had like, you know what I mean, like a 2 or 3 or maybe 5 bad dates in a row. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So they, you know what I mean?
But that's their problem. For them to like
It's
look
just
at
the
me
people.
and not have the discernment, like,
But you know what?
They
Because
got to
at first
protect
it sounded
themselves, bro.
weird, but I'm kind of agree with Corey because
Yeah, yeah.
I'll show up to your
It's a
house butt
safety
naked with
thing,
some
really.
Timbs and a purge mask on.
Yeah,
You know,
it's more. It's a safety thing, bro. I mean, they're trying to, protect
the
their wallet and their
anarchy is
heart.
here.
Yeah, they gotta make sure you somebody they're gonna get along with and got your shit together. But they all want this. They all want the same thing, man. Okay, of course you gotta have a car, a job.
Yeah,
You can't
the
live in your
basics.
mom's basement. You gotta have a place. It could be like a studio apartment or something. A studio apartment, and you gotta be at least 6 feet tall. That's
Yeah,
that rule
yeah,
too. I was gonna touch on that too because I had a friend make a video talking about that yesterday. I said, oh man, I can't wait to jump on that topic. Oh man, I still
on
got
the
screenshots
666.
from people that had that shit.
yeah.
Man, I got so much stuff I done dug up. I said, all right, you want to have this conversation with me?
But
So
no, it's funny.
what's? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
I was
man.
just gonna say on that, like their criteria of like the minimal basic,
They
like
do,
when
man. It's
you're
the list. Everybody's using the
no,
same list.
so it's just like it's just the evolution of women's requirements. When you're in middle school, it's just like, hey, be cute or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
talk to me. And then you go to high school, it's like, hey, have a car. Like that's the
Yep.
thing. Then you get out of high school, it's just like, okay, maybe have a place or some money to take me somewhere to a
Yep.
place, or
Yep.
shoot, still just have a car for some women.
Yep.
And then you get to a level of like, you start hitting your mid 20s, 30s, and it's like, yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
definitely want you to have like a place of your own because they're like, hey,
Yep.
and definitely a car. So if you're a dude who's like, in your,
Mm-hmm.
mid 30s and you don't have a car, you don't have a place, you're
Yep.
still, it's going to be very difficult.
Teeth too. You gotta be a teeth too. They said if on dating apps, they say I don't trust you if you don't smile in your photos.
Oh, for
Oh,
real?
wow.
Because
Goddamn.
I didn't met people. I mean, it happened to me too. Because I had a conversation with somebody. I told them the same story. I said I matched with a couple of girls on here. One had a gold tooth, like
Oh,
fucking
no.
Was it like
The
was it Mr.
90s?
T? Was it did he have gold tooth? No, he didn't have gold
Cash
teeth.
Money Records, not
Yeah, one had a gold tooth, and one was just missing a tooth. Like one of the top joints was
What
just
you
missing.
on? Hoodchick.com?
She didn't know. She didn't smile in her photos. No, I was on like Bumble and Tinder. I'm trying to tell you, Bumble and Tinder.
She's like, look, CLS, meet me at the county. He's like, what do you, is that a new club?
Yeah.
No, county
Nah.
jail, bail me out.
No.
We'll go out to
Oh,
eat.
wait. I got a story for that too. I did match with a girl one time on Tinder, and she was on probation.
Overall, damn.
Yeah.
What was she on probation for?
Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't get that story. It might have been like a song, or it was something. I don't know.
Oh, I'm
It was
definitely
something.
getting that story.
was-
Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. No, she was good looking, but then after I got her phone number and we were talking, and it was like she really didn't have much going for herself. It was just like she wasn't. I don't think she had a job at the time, and
Yeah,
or maybe she was
would've
trying to
got
get a
robbed.
job. And then the only reason I found out she was on probation because she called me one day. We were texting, and she was like, do you think can I use your address? I said, for what? To give them my PO. Because I don't have to like move into your place or anything. I just need to give her an address. It's like, nah, I'm good.
oh yeah, facts. She's
Like,
about to
no,
set you up.
Like, nah,
about to-
I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
She's like, oh, he seems like a nice guy.
No.
Yeah,
Definitely can rob
let me get this package sent to his house.
I know.
I kind of think you should have dated her though, man.
No.
It definitely would have screwed
didn't
up your
date her.
life, but the stories you would have had.
No.
Oh
Dude,
man.
No. Dude, these are just a couple of stories. Man, I got stories. Man.
We might have to cover
Be on,
that
be
on
on
a
here
whole
fucking
nother-
3 hours talking. I'm just telling stories.
But let me ask y'all one
Dude,
last
a
question,
whole
and
lot
then
of
we'll move to the solution based segment. But do you guys think it's like, would you say it's hard based on the fact that, like, you know, as adults we have so many like responsibilities and stuff, so like kind of like that time management aspect, whereas like, because I know you guys said like back in the day, and that makes sense because you know you don't have as much responsibility. You're not, like CLS was saying, married to your career and stuff like that. So do you think that what kind of makes it hard in a dating market, you know, just trying to juggle all that stuff? Like, because you got to give somebody some time and stuff, but
Yeah.
also you might be drained at the end of the day. So
And some of those women, they waited too long. You know what I mean? The ones that are like just career driven, like just focused, like after college, they just went straight into the job market, wherever their field. And they just worked hard for like the next 10 years or whatever. So now they're like in their late 30s, early 40s. And now, saying the clock's ticking, saying their biological clock's ticking. They want to hurry up and get married and have kids. But they don't want to just have kids with just anybody. So now they got to find a husband real quick. You know what I mean? So I met some of those women too. Where
they be like rushing you down there, like, hey, look,
rushing you
first
down,
date, second date, they try to get you to go to the city hall and stuff.
Yeah, but it's only because they were so focused on their career and maybe they were traveling and doing all the things that they wanted to do. You know what I mean? Which is cool because that's what you're supposed to do anyway. When you're young, you should not rush to start making all these long-term decisions and enjoy life first and figure out what you want out of life before you take that plunge. You know what I mean? Go down that road. Yeah.
But just
have fun.
Enjoy it too much.
Enjoy being young.
Yeah.
Do dumb shit. That's what your 20s. You're supposed to do dumb shit in your 20s.
Oh, I agree. But yeah, you gotta keep it minimal though. You have some years, but yeah,
you just don't get arrested.
You don't get arrested. I mean, I'm not saying rack up a bunch of felonies and all that stuff. I'm just saying, be on probation. And all
don't be
that,
breaking no laws. I got
breaking laws.
Don't break laws. Don't do something that's going to impact you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, don't get a RV and start cooking meth.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're gonna be on some Walter White shit, huh?
Yeah, right. Be like Jesse Pinkman. Yeah, right. He's cooking meth.
But all right, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the solution question. That was that last topic, man. It was actually definitely good and helpful. We're gonna definitely expand on more relationship stuff, but we want to keep it moving along and hit this last, question or solution. Like I said,
you cooking with the topics, man.
Hey, I'm trying, man. I'll be coming up with these ideas, but I know y'all gonna break them down and stuff and bring that humor to it. So that's what we're gonna be doing moving forward. So, all right, I'll go ahead and read this scenario that we got. So, I, 24-year-old female, want to break off my engagement with my boyfriend, who is 24 years old male. And then let me give y'all the backstory on this, and it's gonna lead up to like the questions that they're asking, and I'm gonna get you guys' perspective on like how this individual should handle this situation. So, okay, here it is. I've been dating my boyfriend for about 11 months. He proposed to me last week. I accepted. I was happy. Then I realized I'm still in love with my ex boyfriend, who is 24-year-old. My ex and I talked things out. Things happened, and I confessed everything to my boyfriend. But he took me back, and I went with it because I was afraid to break it off with him. My ex wants me to come with him to Australia, and that's my overall plan. I want to break off the engagement, but I'm too scared and I'm too paralyzed to do so. And then here comes the questions. What do I say? How do I do it? And how do I deal with the fallout?
And you said, how long was she with the current boyfriend? The one
11
that
months.
proposed?
11 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
11
Oh,
months.
okay. And leave him and go back to the ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Australia. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just be honest, just be straightforward with him. I mean, I would say if she's gonna break up with him, do it somewhere in public. Don't just go to his house and just be alone one-on-one. No, for real, for safety reasons, bro. I watch a lot of documentaries, bro. I watch a lot of documentaries.
So you been watching Snap?
Yeah. Watch Snap.
No, not even
I like
just Snap.
this.
I mean,
That's a good point.
I like Snap too. I like Snap too, but like on the ID channel.
Well, how public?
You ever watch the ID
Because
channel?
there's a level of embarrassment that goes with that. So how public?
No, not that public. I don't mean like in the middle of a fucking like in the mall in the food court. Like not like that. You got like a
bullhorn and shit. Like,
people start
hey,
pulling out their phones and shit.
A basketball game
Nah, like-
on the jumbotron. I want to break up with you.
I don't know, like fucking go to a Starbucks or some shit. Like just make sure there's people around. You know what I mean? Just make sure it's a few people around. It doesn't have to be a slew of people. I don't know. If you was at Starbucks, everybody's in there writing books any fucking way. They're not paying you no fucking mind. Everybody's in there writing novels. everybody at the Starbucks on their laptops drinking fucking frappuccinos and shit. They ain't gonna be paying attention to your ass. But you just gotta, for safety reasons, you want somebody around because you don't know how this dude's gonna react after you break up with his ass. So that would be my advice: is do it somewhere in public. You know, maybe like 5 or 6 people around. You know. And just be honest with them. Just tell them everything. You know, you have to give them all the details about Australia and the ex, but just be like, this ain't gonna work. Or you can, or maybe she can lie and say she gay or something. Just make something up to break up with this dude. Push him away. You know what I mean? Shit, you make some shit up. He's like, I don't think this is gonna work. It's not you, it's me.
Okay, that's what I like.
Somebody hit me with that bullshit before too. Well, it's not you, it's me. You know, I'm still young. You know, I'm still growing. You know, it's not you, it's me. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, bitch, it's you. Yeah, it is you. Nutty ass. You fucking nutty ass. It is you. Like, all right, yeah, that's another story too. Like, they give you that "it's not you, it's me" speech. Give you the buns, and then like I said, you too many mixed signals, and then like 3 months go by, and then you just resurface. Hey, big kid, how you doing? We haven't talked in a long while. Like, bitch, you broke up with me. I mean, like, of course we ain't talked in a while. See, it didn't work out with that other dude, huh? You thought the grass was greener. The grass was greener. Then you broke up with that fucking lobster head ass nigga, and then you're gonna try to come back to me. All right.
Man, all right, Manic. I don't know if you can top that, but
I can't. I'm so glad he went first though for the entertainment. My shit would have been so dry. I'm just gonna answer the question. Just be honest with him. Take CLS's advice. Absolutely do it in public place. I didn't even think about that. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
That's some good information right there.
Safety first.
Because you don't know how that guy's gonna react, bro. And I've seen guys like men don't take rejection. Some guys do not take rejection well, bro. Yeah. They do not. They're like, it's the end of the world, yo.
Absolutely right.
Like she's like, don't you act like she's the last woman on earth? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you can find somebody else, bro. Find somebody else. It's not hard. He's like, no, it's not. He's like, no, if I can't have you, nobody can have you.
Yeah.
I hate that shit, man. I really do. You can go kill yourself. You ain't got to kill her and then kill you. You go kill yourself, bro. I mean, like, yeah, that's too much, man. I don't know. I don't get it.
So I say, be honest. Do it in a public place. And how do I do it? You know, you just got to be upfront with them. Let them know that, hey, I wouldn't say it's me. It's not you. It's me. Just because that. I mean, if you think about what you're doing to somebody, no.
Yeah.
But if you do that to somebody, they're gonna be thinking. Yeah, it is. It's a level of like fucked up. It's manipulation. Like it could be all type of. You're all type of toxic in that person's environment. So just be upfront with them. Let them. You know, she already told him and confessed that, hey, I slept with X, and he took her back. So she just needs to tell him, hey, you know what? During that, I realized that I can't move forward with you because I'm going to be thinking about him, and it's not fair to you. And just be real with them and just let them know in a public place.
This is terrible fucking advice.
Yeah.
You gotta get this girl stabbed.
Public. That's why
you in a public place. He's not gonna have a knife on him.
Exactly. Now, if you go back to his apartment or you go back to your house and you guys
definitely you got to do it in a public place, but you got to lie in this scenario. She has to lie.
Okay. Let's hear the lie.
What about a park? A park.
Oh, definitely not a park.
Because
You
people
need to be somewhere where like
there's
there's
people
some.
walking dogs
You
and
probably
jogging.
need to do
and
this
shit.
in a bank where there's like a guard, an
park
armed
will
guard.
bury a
Like,
That's a good idea. Well, not that. Well, where you gonna sit in the bank though? You got nowhere to sit.
I don't know. You just walk in there, and you start talking, and
they
you're like,
don't have a
"Look,
bench in there.
I'm leaving now.
There's nowhere for you to sit.
Safe."
You might have to do that shit at the bus stop or something. You do it somewhere where it's people
Yeah,
around.
it's definitely public. But see, here's where
Do it at a
like
Greyhound
this Manic,
station or
he
some
was
shit.
cooking at first, and then he was just like,
He sounds
"There's too
good
many
at first.
details that's coming out. You already done like confessed to this guy, like you did all this stuff. You just
Yeah.
need to be like, I'm kind of with Samson, well, CLS, where he was talking about
Yeah.
the it's me, not you type thing. Because
Well, I was joking when I said that, but people do say that. People, I've had someone say it to me before too, but I've heard them. I heard people say that to other people too. I said, man, that's fucked up.
I mean, she
Just
just
you
got
don't
to
wanna
be
be with
like,
him no
look,
more. Your
I
feelings,
just
you
I feel
change.
terrible that I did this to you, and I just
Yeah.
can't move forward. And that's
Yeah.
it. No more details. Because you tell him like the Australia stuff, he's
I
gonna
wouldn't say
snap.
yeah, keep
After
that.
you already done
Keep that to
cheated on
yourself.
with this guy, or you're like, I'm still having feelings for this guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna snap. So you
Yeah,
just say,
just-
hey, look, I just
yeah.
feel so bad. What happened?
Mhm.
I can't live with myself. I'm joining this
Mhm.
church group. You throw
Yeah,
that out
just-
there. I need to
Yeah,
like
nah.
do a lot
Make
of
something
deep
up.
I got
dives.
it.
Make
I gotta
something
give
up.
you pushback on that.
Or-
Nah, cause you just imagine it. Let's say this dude is like hyper level crazy at the highest level. You tell him that story. Hey, I just can't move on for this. I'm going to join a church group. You straight up lied to this man's face, and he's just like, okay, but he's crazy. So he's gonna follow you. He's gonna watch your
Oh, you're probably
posts,
stalking
all
you.
that.
Start
Yeah. So
stalking you then.
if he
Start
sees you
stalking
in
Yep.
Australia with
Yep.
old buddy who was who
Mhm.
had your legs
That's why
back
you don't
here.
that's why you don't tell them about Australia. Don't even mention Australia.
No, you don't mention it.
Don't
but
mention it.
you lied to him. You lied to him, and he finds out somehow. Crazy person.
Oh.
Like you guys are both liable to get offed in some weird scenario, love triangle. That's what there's going to do a documentary on you talking about a love triangle when you could have just been like,
Mhm.
hey, I did this. I want to be with this person. And yeah, maybe he might be crazy and he might be upset and obsessed, but he's going to be like, she told me I know where she's at. I'm going to follow her still because he's a weirdo. Remember, this is the scenario we're painting.
Mhm.
But, he might, that rage that he could have if like you lied to my face talking about crit, like that rage is not going to be accessible. So it's
I
just
don't
like,
know. I think
nah, because you
you're
unlock that
walking her in a
that
trap.
Mhm.
no, because they just like they say, like women have like woman scorn, but men we
Mhm.
have that rage. Like
That's
you
like fatal
when you
attraction.
see it, yeah, and
Glenn,
when
Glenn
you
Close.
when you see a dude
Yeah.
going through that emotional rage thing, like people don't even stop. Other men don't like, hey, bro, don't no. When a dude is on full rage, nobody but security, steps in most cases. If you at the mall and you see a dude raging out, like going crazy for whatever reason,
Probably mall security or something, or some good Samaritan show up. It's not some dude, what I'm saying, always gonna show up.
yeah,
and
I ain't stepping in front of that. I don't know what demons this dude is
Amazon.
battling. Like I ain't getting
Yeah.
stabbed or shot because I'm trying to be the good guy. Hey, I think you guys, whatever you guys are doing, like no, that's their problem. Whoever he's dealing with, they got themselves in that situation. I'm gonna go the other direction because I've lived my entire life, working towards my own personal goals, and I don't need those goals to come to an end for
Mhm.
me trying to be a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So you're
That's rough.
so Manic, you're saying she just needs to lay it out on the table, like
Lay it out on the table, not to all the details. Like don't tell him like, hey, I'm going to Australia on July 14th. Like don't
like I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I wouldn't-
He
don't
lives
even bring
in
it- don't even bring
he
up
actually
Australia.
lives 2 blocks away from you. Like no, like definitely don't give no details like that. Just be like, hey, during that process, being with him, I realized that I can't move forward with you. Just like you said, I like the whole not move forward with you, but it's because I'm going back to him and I don't know about myself. I don't,
Yeah. Just be
you
honest.
you just be honest and
But
let it rock.
You're gonna let him know that you're gonna go back with the ex.
I wouldn't say that part. I would just be like, hey, I don't think this is gonna
Manic,
work.
I don't know, man. I think you're.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
maybe, man. I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah. Just say,
He might not let you leave.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going back to who?
Just say I don't love you no more. Just say I don't love you no more. I feel like we're growing apart. Like my feelings have changed. I'm not in love with you anymore, and I don't think I should. It would be wrong for me to marry you because then I'd be marrying you for the wrong reasons.
Hold on, where is he at? This way. I like that.
Yeah, I okay.
That's an in the middle type of approach. It's like it's not flat out lying,
Yeah.
but it's not going too far with the truth as me. Like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Don't
It's
listen
like,
to me. I might get you killed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think honestly, I think me and Manic was gonna get her killed.
Yeah, yeah.
in some
We're
form or
definitely gonna
fashion.
get you
At
killed.
least
Yeah,
on my
I was just
scenario,
like,
though, she would have
yeah.
went to Australia, then
Yeah,
got wiped out.
Nah.
She would have got
They're
She
trying
would've
to get
made
her
it.
killed.
Yeah.
They're trying to get her body. You're gonna be
So
but you know, but that shit is far away though, man. You're gonna get on a plane and go to fucking Australia. They gotta refuel.
people are crazy.
That shit is so fucking far. They gotta refuel the plane, bro. I've never been there, but I know people who took trips there. That shit is fucking far, bro.
No, it
It's
is
on the other
far.
side of
Yeah,
Earth.
But if it's his last hoorah, like
I don't know, man.
he's
But
saving his account money, he might have
but
a
you can-
first class ticket there.
But you can hide there though, man. It's like it's not like you're gonna just touch down in Australia and be able to like track that person down. Like they got an ankle monitor on or some shit. Like you can be able to find them. Well, I guess you can track cell phones. You can track cell phones, I guess. But
yeah. I mean, just off the scenario, I mean, it was just kind of messed up. That's why I picked this one. I was like, damn. I started looking at it, but they're all young, so it's just like, hey,
yeah,
like
in
you
their
guys
20s,
say,
like
definitely got
20s. Yeah.
just break it off, move forward. Leave out a couple details. Definitely do it in a safe space, but
Yeah, right.
I mean, he was only with her for 11 months. That's kind of like, that's like
almost,
kind of a little bit of a red flag. Unless they,
almost a year.
unless she's not giving like all the information. Like if they have a kid
Yeah.
together, then it's just like, oh, well, duh.
Oh.
Like, but she never said that. But if it's just like, hey, they just been together 11 months, that's a short amount of time to be like, hey, I want this person for the rest of my life, and I want them to sign this contract that ties them to me for the rest of my life. Like that is.
But man, these people are
get a
unstable.
clean
Like
break.
it was that one. What was the
11
couple that
months?
was like driving around the United States in that little bus, whatever, the Gabby Patino, whatever.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that was in
yeah,
Utah, right? When they from Utah or something? I think I saw that.
I can't remember where they were from, but yeah, it was
Yeah, I think
definitely it ended pretty bad. So yeah, this stuff be
Yeah.
happening more than what you think. But
It's crazy, man. I remember that story. It was all over the news.
Hmm.
But all right, man. Any parting words or anything else y'all want to hit on before we close this out? So let me go ahead and ask you guys before we head out of here, where can we find you guys at? So CLS, we'll start with you. What platforms are you on so people can follow?
TikTok, Instagram. So this is CLS.
Okay, and I've been watching your.
Oh yeah, this is CLS.
Well, you're speaking so fast, bro.
I mean, it just
process.
one word. This is CLS.
Oh, this is CLS.
This, yeah.
Okay. This is CLS. What was it? This
and on your Facebook page, I've been seeing your videos you've been posting, man. Those videos are real good, man. Definitely keep that going.
They're on TikTok. You're on TikTok. I mean, I have the link tree, so all the links are on that tree. On that link tree. Yeah.
I'm definitely tune into that, man. He does great videos around what is that, the Atlanta area, that you go to different events and stuff like that.
Yeah, different stuff going on, man. They got
who was that one cat that you was at his
weekend.
booth, man? That was he was hyped. He had you drinking the juice and stuff.
How to do with the juice?
Yeah.
That was my first time meeting him. I was actually just passing. I was walking through.
I thought that was your cousin, man. Y'all was like, I thought that was your homeboy from high school or something.
I was walking through, and he saw me recording and just jumped in front of the camera and started talking. I was like, all right, I just going with the flow. And then just filming stuff as I was going.
Like, I'll edit this out later.
Yeah. No, it was funny, man. They were
a dude with a fucking dude walking around with a damn lemur on a leash. That's just crazy. I was like, I said, where'd he come from? He said, well, he's from Madagascar. But he was like, but he said he lived in Florida though. So I guess he must have bought him. Maybe he bought him from somewhere in Florida.
Oh, bro.
But I'm thinking, dude, but it was Sunday, bro. It was like 90 degrees. Like, why the fuck you got clothes on a monkey any fucking way? It was 90 degrees. Why can't he just wear his fur? Like, walk around with his fur?
Got clothes on.
Got a monkey with a fur coat on. Like, it's hot as hell.
This dude, it's like he put a fucking cardigan sweater on his ass, and then he had like Adidas sweatpants and a gold chain. Who puts a fucking gold chain on a monkey, bro? He had a fucking chain on, yo.
You said a cardigan sweater?
Yeah, it looked like a cardigan sweater. Like
that's on your TikTok?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
I
have
put
to
it on
follow
Facebook
you.
too.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, that'd be funny, man.
I was like, why he got him on a leash though? I mean, I understand you want.
Yeah, because it had the Mr. Rogers sweater.
He did have a little sweater on, yo. But why is he hit it? Like those Adidas track pants, the Adidas track.
Yeah.
He had like tracksuit, like a tracksuit on, and he put a little gold chain on a monkey. Why?
Yeah,
why is he wearing clothes though? Dude, he got a big furry tail.
Atlanta got some characters, man. That's why I've been watching your videos. Like,
it's fucking hot in Atlanta, yo.
Yeah.
It was 90 degrees.
Manic.
It's fucking hot.
So, Manic, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Instagram mostly at the Manic Genius, just as it's spelled, the Manic Genius, not Maniac. Yo, you'd be surprised how many people can't read, but
they sure do be
Manic,
calling you.
the Manic Genius. Yeah, IG. I'm on TikTok too, but I am not active on there. So if you're on there, you can follow me. That'd be cool. But yeah, mostly through IG. Drop me a DM if you want me to pass questions on to the Sophisticated Jerk.
All right. And yeah, you could catch me on IG, the Sophisticated Jerk, and also, on YouTube and stuff. Got a channel over there, but mainly all of our contents could be going to the Manic Sophistication. So, like Manic was saying, if you guys have any topics y'all want us to break down and stuff like that, or any people that interested in pulling up, because few people been hitting us up, so we're gonna start including them into these recordings and stuff like that. So just go ahead and reach out. But we're gonna go ahead and end this. Thanks for tuning in, and see y'all next time. Peace.